good afternoon and welcome to the very first leg of the Season 9 Kangaroos Tour, proudly brought to you by TBC Live and Sunny Visuals. What a privilege it is to be a part of your SRL TV broadcast here from Italy. It is Sunny Tyre and the Australia Kangaroos taking on Oli Pache and the Mediterranean here in front of us, sold out or just about sold out ground in Italy, and it's been repurposed. You can see the terraces in the background. This is a football or soccer ground, but rugby league getting its first action here in Italy, and the Mediterranean representing the nations of Lebanon, Greece, Malta and Italy, their home base for today. And joining me in the box, he is a good mate of ours, Josh Pretlove. Josh, what a game we're looking forward to here today. The first ever test match for the Mediterranean, and they've been thrown right into the deep end against the Tier 1 nation in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great atmosphere. The Mediterranean fans from all over have flocked to Italy for this game. But they've got a great team ahead of them, the Mediterranean side. They've picked really well, Oli Pache.
Yeah, and alongside Liam Ryan, who will be their vice captain and fullback, so he's going to be a huge acquisition, turning down a Kangaroos rep cap in favour of leading this Mediterranean side, and already inside opposition half the Aussies now. First set of the game, Will Kay, big fend. He is the lock of the season and incumbent premiership winning captain with the Storm. The four-peat alongside Corey Bell. So two decorated stars from the Storm side in the Kangaroos lineup. Fifth and last inside the red zone. KCK playing at 5'8" here today. First test the kick. Oh, and it's straight to KCK. He'll chase down his own bomb and he'll defuse that one. First points of the game to the Kangaroos.
Yeah, look, that was filthy. They took it right out of the hands of Liam Ryan. Not much else Liam could have done there. He just got out-jumped by KCK, and that's a great start for Australia.
And Captain Sonny Tyre will be relieved now to get the first points of the game. We know how good this Mediterranean side is, and the thing about it is they're not at full strength, quote unquote. A few eligibles being selected for this side: KCK, Harris, Xavier Demando and Chad Johnson, I believe, all Mediterranean eligibles playing for Australia here today. But a good start for the green and gold, 6-0. And Josh, that one just, I mean, the class of KCK, he's predominantly a fullback. He's one of the best in the game at that spot, but just that speed, the way he's able to just hone in and focus on the ball placement. He chased that one down, grabbed it from Demando and planted it for a beautiful try.
Yeah, absolutely. He's using his fullback skills of that chase down and the aerial attack, and he's making it his own in that number 6 jersey, as we see another fullback in a different position today with Dom Ponkston.
Yeah, making his Kangaroos debut, the Newcastle fullback. What a superstar he is. And let me just correct myself before. It wasn't Demano that had the ball stripped off him. I think it was Angie Slugger. Geez, I'm on the ball today. But Luke Malchus, oh, what a shrug off. I think it's the first time he's played 11 for Australia, so he's been doing a great job with the Sharks. I believe 8 tries on the season. Playing in that second row for majority. What a run. Xavier Demando on the left edge. And now Australia inside the 10. Fifth and last. They've got James Thorne in the pocket. I think that's where they're going to go for the kick option. Thorne sends it high. Hits it off the side of the boot. It's a tap back, but no one's there. Dingo. Oh no, it's James Thorne. Dingo with the tap back and nothing eventuating there, but early pressure on for the Mediterranean, but that defense getting away with that one, and now a chance to reply with an attacking set of their own. And Pretlove, this Mediterranean side, they've got Riley Murray, Oli Pache, Liam Ryan. So many star-studded talent out there in those blue jerseys. Who are you looking forward to seeing the most here today?
I mean, look, I'm kind of interested to see how the whole team goes. As you mentioned, they're new to the international landscape after a lot of I guess, rallying for there to be a Mediterranean side. I'd have to say Liam Ryan and Oli Pache probably be the two players that I'm thinking are going to make big impacts. Obviously, Oli in the front there leading as captain and in the front row, and Liam Ryan at fullback. They've made a good dent out of the Australian defensive line in this set, though.
Yeah, and it's going to take a lot for them to counteract. Oh, Corey Bell off the return. Gets past Liam Ryan. But it will be stopped there in a clutch effort from the Mediterranean wing. I'm not sure who it was. Really should have done my homework, but Sonny Tyre now gets a touch on the footy at the halfway. Australia on a 7-leg tour. They will have 6 games across the UK and Europe, and 1 to round it off against New Zealand in New Zealand just after Anzac Day. So it's a huge jam-packed schedule for the Kangaroos. Will they be able to walk away undefeated on this tour? It's a lot to ask, but you'd have to think they've got the talent to do so. It just depends on how they execute, and Chris Law getting in the way there. So the fifth tackle option, letting the green and gold down at the end, but now the Mediterranean side, plenty of work to do from their own half. Bobby Werman, his international debut. Congrats. Oh, and James Thorne picks it off. And that one just an unforced mistake. And that'll give the Kangaroos another chance to get points on here, Josh.
Yeah, I think, I believe it was TBK there. He was just looking for the quick inside ball to his fullback, but Liam Ryan just wasn't there for that one. It's definitely something that if they keep making these small errors, these unforced errors, it's just going to invite Australia in and to put the hammer down, which is definitely something that I guess a lot of SRL fans are wanting to avoid.
Oh, Chris Lord, what a line break, but he won't be able to get past onto the line. Well, he does, but he's turned on his back. Short dish from Sonny Tyre, the halfback. And I'm sure he'll be very nervous playing in at the halves. We know what that's like, but KCK, he just takes the run up. Metre shy from the try line. Not a bad set, all things considered. He could have put in the grubber there, but it looks like the Aussies are just planning to keep the Mediterranean side pinned in their own half, pinned in their own red zone, and perhaps just try and chip away at them. This Kangaroo side boasting 2 prop forwards, or 2 prop primaries in the forward pack. Luke Malkus at 11, Matty Harris, SRL veteran at 10. Chris Lord as well, making his Kangaroos debut. The former Kiwi captain. It was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, switch up in internationals history of the SRL. TBK with a 40-20 attempt. Are they going to let it bounce?
Oh.
And cool and calm, Ponkston and Demando just watch it trickle over. And that was a good kick from TBK, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the attacking mind there from TBK. It was definitely the right option. He just unfortunately didn't have the bounce on that one there. Normally in the SRL season, we'd probably see a couple of wingers run that over the sideline by accident. But as you mentioned, the cool, calm heads of Demando and Ponkston have probably learned from others' mistakes and let that go.
Yeah, if you're an opposition side, those kicks, they really get you nervous. But the Kangaroos doing a good job to just let it go. And Dom Ponkston, he'll be taken into touch by the opposing Dom Young. Gets stuck into him. A cheeky rub of the blue mohawk as he gets up, but what a defensive read. And Dom Young, his first big moment of the game, also making his debut. There's a lot of Italians in this Mediterranean side, but all very talented. And geez, could only wonder what would happen if they had a full strength side. Matt Downey cops one from Matty Harris, and now Hopsgood a line break with a offload to Wiley Murray. Maybe they won't register that line break with that pass, but third now. The Mediterranean side marching inside Kangaroos half, and they're looking for their first points of the game. Who could be the one to etch themselves in the history books? Who could be the first to score the Mediterranean inaugural points? Fifth and last now. TBK in the pocket. That's where they go. He'll send it with a beautiful bomb to Chaz Dingo. It's inch perfect. Tap back. Liam Ryan. Can he get there? Turned on his back. Desperate stuff from Australia. And Pretlove, that was looking very dangerous. A beautiful tap back. Liam Ryan nearly had it on. Dingo from the return. Taken from TBK. And now the Kangaroos a counter punch to start this attacking set.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mediterranean there, they had a great set, and that kick there was almost perfect. The tap back was great. Just a desperate Australian defensive line stopped them there.
And third tackle, the Aussies. They're looking to start their campaign off with a win. And given the depth of some of these T2 nations, especially since the recruitment drive of non-T2 players, It has now leveled the playing field in a huge way in this Mediterranean side. I think their forward pack is probably the strength of their team. And speaking of strength, Matt Downey, brute force on that run. James Thorne, he's gonna be seeing a couple stars after that hit, but that contact, this is what you want in a game like this. The Mediterraneans will not take a step back. They are gonna face this challenge up front. There's no tougher battle than versing Australia in internationals. There has been no tier 2 nation yet to beat the Kangaroos, and touch wood, Pet Love, hopefully it doesn't happen today, but the Mediterraneans, they do have what it takes, and they're still well within the fight, only down by 6, and it's a low scoring game so far.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know you're definitely rooting for a Kangaroos win, but I'm backing the underdogs here. I'd like to see Mediterranean.
And a penalty given away. And the Italian crowd not going to like that one. I'm not sure who's actually refereeing. I probably should have double checked that, but it looks like Ollie Platch here. I hope I'm wrong, but yeah, that one just ill discipline from the Mediterranean side, so they're going to have to knuckle down. The Aussies with a good chance to try and get some more points. Just the one try so far. Courtesy of Kane Chapman Kenny. Will Kay through the middle, untouched until Ryan's forced to bring up the tackle. And Bobby Werman, I think, there to cover him as well. Second now. Tyre catches it awkwardly. Thank goodness. I'm going to get anxiety watching him play today. Hopefully the team can carry. It's a very stacked Kangaroos side. Fourth now, just shy of opposition 10. They're trying to find their way across. Who's going to be the one to break the line? Fifth and last now, a few meters away. They'll go in the pocket. KCK sends it high towards the wing. Corey Bell waiting for it. No, it's Justin Plays, but Plays will be wrapped up, taken back into the field of play. And that was a beautiful stop there from the Mediterraneans, Josh. Oh!
Yeah, absolutely. And Mediterranean, they do cop a whack there. Logan Seymour, yeah. He definitely will be hurting after that.
Yeah, Logan Seymour. Keep an eye out for him. He's had a good season for the Dolphins and playing in centre at the first half, but would not be surprised to see him shift out to the wing in the second. But fourth now, the Mediterranean struggling to make meters off this set, but that's a beautiful run from dummy half. If it wasn't for Cox, Rossini probably would have got 20-30 meters off that. Fifth and last. First quarter of the game gone here from Italy, and TBK just takes a straight run. Not sure about the thinking there. Probably just miscommunication on the play, but another big turnover for the Kangaroos inside opposition half now, and it just feels like for the most part the Mediterranean side have been on defense. And through the right wing, Corey Bell shrugs off one, gets an offload away to Lockie Cox, and Big Cox wrapped up there. Second tackle outside the red zone. Geez, I'm immature. Brad Goodwin now goes through the middle, making his first run off the bench. Keep an eye out for the big prop forward alongside Coven Walmsley. He is a seasoned Kangaroos representative. He's donned the green and gold multiple times. Kevin Walmsley, Malchus, the big fella, driving past. Hopsgood with the stop. Fifth and last for the Kangaroos. KCK, grubber. Brad Goodwin is over. Second try. And Australia will go back to back in this one.
As we take a look at the replay here, that is a good setup there. KCK again involved in his second try involvement for the game. That's a great kick from him. And great line running there from Brad there to just be right where the ball was landing and falling over for another try.
Yeah, that's great stuff from KCK. Did that count as a try assist when he scored the first strike? Because if it did, that would be his second. And I tell you what, Kane Chapman Kenny, he stepped up playing at the 5'8" position. He's one of the best fullbacks in the game, but at international level, you can put him in the halves. We saw what he did for Pacifica in the Six Nations. He was a part of that championship winning side, but James Thorne slots it straight over the middle. 2 from 2. But I tell you what, if you're Australia, do not think you've got this game in the bag. Do not get complacent, because this Mediterranean side, they've had to do a lot defensively, but all it takes is that one break, whether it's a turnover, a mistake, a penalty given away from Australia, And that'll have the power to turn this game right around, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of talked at the beginning of the game about the Mediterranean team as a whole, and I feel like out of the teams list that we've seen, they're probably one of the strongest European sides that we've seen for this international period. So I definitely think it'll take a bit of time for them to click together because these blokes have not actually played as a full team before. I'm keen to see how the rest of this game progresses.
Yeah, that's a very good point. The Mediterranean side, their first ever international game. Offload from Dingo to Cox. I thought that might have been ruled forward, but the referee keeping the whistle in the pocket. They go right, Corey Bell. He'll try and sneak past, but he's read well. Awesome tackle there from Angie Slugger. I think why do I keep forgetting to check? No, it is Angie Slugger. Fifth and last now. Kangaroos with a bomb straight down. Oh, punt straight down to Liam Ryan. And Liam Ryan, he is going to have to step up today. Going up against this back line that has the likes of Corey Bell, Don Ponkston, Xavier Armando, Justin Plays, and of course, Chaz Dingo in at the fullback spot. Oh, Bobby Werman now. What a beautiful line break from the Sharks' second row. Well, actually, he plays centre majority of his time this season, but he is a predominant forward. Keep an eye out for Bobby Werman as well. He'll have some chances to shine playing at that 11th spot, but the Mediterraneans now marching inside, green and gold, opposition half. Riley Murray with a big don't argue, and that'll get the Meds down to the 10. Fifth and last now, as they'll go in the pocket. TBK, grubber, who's there? It's Liam Ryan, and he will put himself in the history books as the first point scorer for the Mediterranean. TBC live replay, TBK drops it on a dime, bang, Liam Ryan there to collect the needle threaded, and that is the first points in front of a provincial home crowd for the Mediterranean.
Absolutely, and it's almost an identical try to the KCK setup for Brad there to score. So I guess TBK taking some plays out of KCK's book here and dropping it on a dime like that, that's a great hit back from the Mediterranean side. We've still got plenty of game left here.
And Trey Bonta Kahu straight over the middle. 6-12, the Mediterraneans, their first points of the game, their first points in international history. And a quick tip of the hat to them. That is a huge moment for Liam Ryan. Would have loved to have seen him in the green and gold, but with what he has to offer for the Mediterranean side at fullback, I mean, you can't blame him. He's a vice captain, a fullback, and he has the power to turn this game on its head. He is a Queensland Maroons rep as well, and dare I say, he will be back in that team for next season. And just quickly to point out, Josh, we've got a few players retiring next season, so they'll be hoping to make spots for the World Cup squads of their nations. But Riley Murray gets a line break, right edge, offload to Hopsgood, the two former Storm teammates. I'll get back to my dribble in a second because the Mediterraneans, they are now inside opposition red zone. For tackle, they could very well put on another one. Give it to TBK. He might make some magic happen. They swing it right. Dom Young, and Dom Young will score the second try. 2 unanswered for the Mediterraneans. They go back to back. And what a response from the home side. Pretlov, Dom Young standing up right center. Hits a step, gets around Armando. And a beautiful try there from Dom Young.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see Dom Young can stand up on his own. It just turns out it's not in a Manly jumper. Good to see him get his first Mediterranean try. First of many, I'm going to assume here. I can see Dom Young with a bright future for the Mediterranean team.
Yeah, definitely. His stats, he definitely has what it takes to be elite. And TBK, his first miss of the day. That'll give the Kangaroos a 2-point leverage. 12-10. Here in Italy, it's a beautiful day, and if you're tuning in back home in Australia, NZ, I hope you're enjoying your night. To everyone watching the SRL TV broadcast, hopefully we're reaching many nations across the world, but it's a beautiful thing, internationals footy. Seeing some of these players, you know, that we don't usually get to see play together, and this is where we get to see it all come to fruition. You know, there's no salary caps. It is who you can get. You put the best out there, and Don't sleep on these Mediterraneans. They have what it takes to cause a huge upset here today. And Josh, the way that they've responded, that's beautiful stuff from the Tier 2 side, but they're going to have to keep it up for a full 80 against a side like the Kangaroos.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd probably say Australia has to keep it up for the full 80 because they came out firing, and Mediterranean, they soaked up that pressure and they just hit back with the same intensity there. So I'm not sure which way this game's going to go, but if Leondis and the other forwards for Mediterranean will keep making breaks like that, we're going to be in for a good one.
Yeah, edge of the seat stuff it could be by the time it's all said and done. Sam Herbin with a kick. What are they doing? Someone play at it. Oh no, it's a big mistake for Australia. Dom Young and Xavier Armando just looking at each other like who's going to grab the ball. Pongston thought he could sneak it, but just not enough space, and that's a big kick from Sam Herbin. And that could be a costly mistake for Australia. That turns into points. A big set coming up on the goal line. They'll need to hold their own because this Mediterranean side, they have momentum well and truly in their favour. And what a dish. Aaron Leondis trying to crash over, but he's held up. Second tackle. They could go for a flat ball. TBK. He'll try a budge across. Held up. Third tackle now. And the Med. They are going to go midfield. Riley Murray. He'll crash over. Riley Murray turned on his back. And intense stuff here off this set. The Aussies doing a good job to hold the line, but still 2 tackles up the Mediterranean sleeve. They go left. Oh, and it's got to be a knock on. Ref, what are you doing? It's play on. And the Mediterraneans will score. And that is a that is a try. That is definitely a try. Maybe a bit controversial depending on how you look at it, but you cannot take that one away because Liam Ryan has just scored the second of the day. And it is going to go the way of the Mediterraneans. Their first lead of the game. Pretlove, unprecedented scenes here in Italy.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just Mediterranean's second try. It's a double for Liam Ryan here as well. He'll score his second try of the match too. This is some great things there from Mediterranean as well. I mean, obviously, barring that interesting call about the ball being knocked back or knocked on, however you've perceived it, Mediterranean, they are definitely cooking with some heat here, and it's being applied to the Australian side as TBK adds the extras.
Yeah, I might have to take off my green and gold glasses because to me, it did look like it was a knock on or a forward, but it's the way the ball bounces sometimes in the SRL and the Aussies. Well, if it wasn't for that mistake, wouldn't have found themselves in that situation. So now 16-12 is the score. Mediterranean leading the Kangaroos. What a moment. What a game this could be. They are just turning it up. You know, down by 12 points, you could have thought that maybe the Mediterranean side were just going to try their best to, I guess, minimize the bleeding or however the saying goes. But all the pressure now on the shoulders of the Kangaroos. Rossini, a hezzy dummy run. But down by 4 points. I don't think the green and gold, or too many, would have been expecting this sort of a scoreline. But make no mistake, this Mediterranean squad, very talented. A lot of depth, a lot of potential. And once they get some runs together throughout this international series, man, they are going to be a force come World Cup time, especially at full strength. So we'll wait and see which one of the Mediterranean eligibles will make the Kangaroos World Cup squad, and who could find themselves potentially in a light blue jersey next off season. Just under 5 minutes to go in your first half from Italy. It is the Mediterranean with a 4-point lead, 16-12 over the Kangaroos. Liam Ryan with a double. An absolute X factor for this home side. 4 tackle they could go for 40-20. And they're going to drop. Oh no, Goodwin's in the way. And miscommunication off that play. I think it was Sonny Tyre lined up in the kick, so maybe it was for the best. But Casey K will send it towards the sideline. Not a bad kick, but it's Miko Rashford on the return. Watch out, the Rash. He'll get past Chaz Dingo. And Miko Rashford is going to run this one all the way to the house. Beautiful stuff. And the Mediterranean do it again. 4 unanswered tries. And Josh, they are just on fire. This is a display. This is a performance from this Med side.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's no better place than to do it than at your home base here in Italy. They've definitely stood up for the crowd, and I mean, this is great football.
And a bit of a tough watch if you're an Australian supporter, but I'll tell you what, the Mediterranean side, quite a likeable team. There's some great characters in this side, but the talent, cannot be slept on. And I think, well, having these non-tier 2 players opt in, we had a lot of players opt in now, which has expanded the talent pools of so many nations and international squads. It's also allowed us to introduce teams like Scotland, Wales, Tonga, the Cook Islands. So this is beautiful stuff. Obviously, if you're Captain Sonny Tyre, you want to rally the troops because you don't want to lose. You don't want to have that on your record. A loss to start Kangaroos captaincy, and never has Australia lost to a T2 side. So plenty riding on this game for both teams, and just under 2 minutes left to go. The Mediterranean, could they potentially put in one more try? Could they go coast to coast? Could they put in a 40-20? They'll go back to Liam Ryan. Oh, Liam Ryan steps on the outside, offload away to Rossini. And I nearly spoke that one into existence. I should probably shut my trap before now. The Mediterranean side shifted to the opposite wing. TBK wrapped up by Tyre. And Justin plays. 5th and last now. Final minute of the first half here from Italy. It is the Mediterranean 22 leading Australia 12. Ponkston on the return. It's a step. Can't get past Liam Ryan. And this is going to set us up for a huge second half. Oh, and that one nearly going fatal for the Kangaroos. Just run out the clock, boys. Get into the sheds. And try and bounce back as the Mediterranean hold a 22-12 lead. See you in the second half. And welcome back to your second half here from Italy, where it is the Mediterranean in their debut game against Australia with a 22-12 lead. What a lead. What a game it's been so far. Joining me in the box is my good mate Josh Petlov. And Petlov, a tight encounter between these two sides. Australia scoring the first two. Quick subject there, but Australia scoring the first two tries before the Mediterranean scored 4 of their own unanswered. Prelov, your thoughts on that first half? Given how good it's been for the Mediterranean side, they are turning some eyebrows here today.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely. Okay, well, I guess we'll play on with that. But as I was going to say, I definitely was expecting some sort of an ambush from the Mediterranean side. It's always good to get up in front of your home crowd, but to stick it to Australia, that's also another milestone for some of these Mediterranean players. So definitely was expecting an ambush. Definitely wasn't expecting the dominance that Mediterranean kind of put forward. 4 back-to-back tries and a defensively sound showing as well. As we see Australia now, they'll get they'll get their opportunity now to attack.
Yeah, maybe a bit of the rub of the green for the Mediterranean side. A couple calls that could have gone either way, but they will not be complaining. And when you get those sorts of calls go your way, you got to take advantage and capitalise, and that's what they've done a good job of so far. But for tackle, the Kangaroos, they need to score. You'd have to say they need to be the next to score. This one could get out of reach, and what an upset, what a shock it would be, the Mediterraneans to beat Australia in their first ever game. It's a similar storyline to Samoa beating New Zealand. Miko Rashford, can he be the one to break Aussie hearts? Oh geez, Chaz Dingo, one-on-one in pursuit, numbers to the left. And Miko, if he popped that one out, that would have been all over for another try to the Mediterranean. They go left, Liam Ryan with a hat-trick. And it is classy stuff from the Mediterranean vice-captain, Liam Ryan. Wow. there's just not much else you can say other than, wow, great stuff from him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a great set from the Mediterranean to get back up this end of the field there, but just some individual excellence from Liam Ryan there. Threw the footwork on, and yeah, he's in for his third for the day.
And this one will take the game out to a 3-score difference. So it won't be too costly if TBK misses this one. It's a tough one. He'll try and fade it. Oh, and it just fades to the right. So a 14-point lead now for the Mediterraneans. And geez, it is getting quite tense on the Kangaroos bench as we look on. Captain Sonny Tyre trying to inspire his side in his first ever game as Kangaroos captain, his first Kangaroos cap since season 1. Quite a fair while ago, 4 or 5 years ago, playing in that wing, but back in Aussie colours, and it's always an honour and a privilege to represent the green and gold. But this performance is not going to cut it, Josh. We know the standard, the expectation that's been placed on the Kangaroos, especially by their own captain, wanting to go undefeated on this tour. And geez, it feels like the Mediterraneans are just rolling on them now. They've found their groove, they've found their momentum, and the Kangaroos fighting off the back foot, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. Mediterranean, they're just applying the pressure as Lucky now, fresh off the bench. He'll get past a couple there. The bench players have not dropped intensity at all as we see some changes from halftime. They've kept it right up to where we left this game off.
And if it wasn't for Lockie Cox making that try-saving effort, this one could have gone ugly for the Kangaroos. Bakers will just take a straight run. Thankfully he takes a straight run, because the Kangaroos do not want to concede anymore, obviously. But the Mediterraneans, they are just putting the pressure on. And man, this is a tight, tense battle. I shouldn't have volunteered to commentate this one. Probably be the first and last Kangaroos game that I commentate. It is edge of the seat stuff here. Chad Johnson now, Sydney Roosters captain, getting the Roosters their first victory in 19, I think, games. And KCK just throws an intercept straight to Ollie Pache, and the two Seagulls teammates doing battle on that play. But second now, and I don't know if you can tell, but the nerves are definitely settling in, because the Mediterraneans are marching downfield. Beautiful inside dish to Matt Downey. And this one could threaten to get ugly for Australia early in this one. They have to hold. They have to bend but not break. Turned on his back, John Bakers. And fourth now. 2 more up their sleeve. Oh, cut out ball, Riley Murray. Taken by Sonny Tyre. Tackle that needed to be made. Fifth and last now. They're going to look for the grubber, you'd have to think. They go. Bakers. Grubber. Who's there? It's Chris Lord. And Chris Lord will save that one. Oh, it needed to be made there. But the Mediterraneans applying pressure once again. And Josh, the Aussies, they're just looking a bit rattled at the moment in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Mediterranean, they were over for all money there, but I can't quite see who it is from here. But just their player running onto the ball there was just in an offside position, had to back out, leaving it open game there for Australia to collect it and get themselves out of trouble. So I wouldn't say they're out of trouble yet, though. We're 4 tackles down, and we're just about to get to the 30-metre line. So great defence there from Mediterranean.
Yeah, staunch defence from them, and the Aussies just struggling on attack. It feels like there's fatigue starting to settle in, particularly in their forward pack. Oh, and Logan Seymour nearly had his way through the middle. And this Mediterranean side, they are just playing with a lot of energy, a lot of purpose. Sam Herban, an honour selection in this squad. Many touting O'Shea Olay to be the favourite for the halfback spot. But Ollie Pache rewarding Sam Herban. I believe the first Maltese player in the SRL. Don't quote me on that one, but fourth now, and the Med. They are just running riot at the moment. And it feels like the Kangaroos are just trying to withstand this onslaught. Fifth and last they go. Bakers with a grubber. Watch out. Oh, it's Liam Ryan looking for a fourth if it wasn't for Lockie Cox. Oh, Liam Ryan, he is having a legacy game here today, Love, and we spoke about how important he's going to be. KCK just throws another intercept straight to Oli Pache once again. And it is going from bad to worse for the Kangaroos. Not pleasant viewing, but Josh, the Mediterraneans, they could put in another try on this set.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like another try here would probably put the nail in the coffin for Australia. We're currently at a 3-score differential. I feel like making it 4 scores would
And there it is.
be
It's the nail in the coffin. Michael McLucky playing in that 13. Who said he couldn't play lock? One-on-one with James Thorne. And the Mediterranean side, the Italian crowd, they are jumping for joy because they are doing something truly remarkable. If I didn't know the Kangaroos captain, I'd be giving him a lot more raps, but it is coming at the expense of the green and gold. This is turning into a nightmare for them. And for the Mediterranean squad, Josh, it is just turning into a thing of dreams for them. This could be history in the making, up by 18, and they'll be up by 20.
Absolutely. As we see TBK now, he'll slot the extras there, making it a 20-point lead. You definitely, when you're a new squad or you're kind of a fresh team together, you do definitely talk about having these moments and you're going to win these games and play well. But I don't know if there are many SRL fans out there that actually believe the Mediterranean could beat Australia or put this many points on Australia. So props to Oli Pache and Liam Ryan for their selections. And even Hopsgood, the vice captain before this international window kicked off. They've all laid a very good foundation for the Mediterranean side, and it's paying dividends for them so far.
It is, and I gotta give them their flowers. You know, the Mediterranean side, they've really stood up today. And if Sonny Tyre thought that this was going to be a walkover game, geez, has he learned a hard lesson today? There's still plenty of time to go, but honestly, it just doesn't feel like the Kangaroos have that momentum to make a comeback yet. And they've had to do a lot defensively. Mistakes have cost them, particularly in their own red zone. 40-20 attempt. John Baker's. Maybe that wasn't a 40-20 attempt. Maybe it was a bit of a trick play with the 5-meter punt. But McLucky now shows them how it's done. Sends it towards the corner of Dom Ponkston. The Kangaroos need someone to step up, but he's wrapped up by Dom Young and Logan Seymour. Getting stuck into the fullback of the Newcastle Knights. He has been one of the best in form for quite a few seasons now, Dom Ponkston. You could argue he's top 5. Definitely top 10. Lockie Cox now shrugs off one. Lockie Cox straight through the middle. Can he go all the way? Dom Young's in pursuit. And Coxie, that's a line break that the Aussies needed. But someone needs to step up and make it count. Can it be Chris Lord looking for his first try in Aussie colours? Turned on his back now. It'll be called held up. But Australia, they need someone to step up. They go right. Oh, left. Sorry, Dom Ponkston will score his first try for the Kangaroos. First try, first points in the second half for the Aussies. And just one-on-one with his Newcastle teammate and Miko Rashford. Josh, beautiful stuff there from Ponkston. And that one gives Australia just a small glimmer of hope to make a comeback in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to make a comment before about the Battle of the Doms being won by Dom Young. It's definitely far too early for that, but both Doms have been really well performing, and Ponkston has definitely injected some much needed life back into this Kangaroo squad. We now come back to 3 scores needed.
What a beautiful conversion from Thorny. Doing his best JT impression, a boomerang off that kick. 3 from 3, 100% on his conversion rate today, and that one much needed for Australia. That'll give them a bit of life left, but the fact that they're still chasing quite a lead, I mean, it is a daunting task as we head in towards the final quarter of this game. The Mediterranean probably looking to just wind down the clock. They've got 20 minutes and they've got a 2-score lead. No, sorry, they got a 3-score lead. Tyre with a draw pass inside to Plays. He'll get around one. Gets an offload away to Kerrigan. And now Australia, it's taken them some time, but they're finally starting to play a bit more towards their liking. probably got to start throwing it around and getting some second phase play going, because the trenches for this Med side, they have not allowed too much. Their forwards have stood up. Pache, Riley Murray, McLucky slotting in that lock, scoring a try. Big shout out to McLucky. You know, he's been a soldier. He's been around the SRL for some time. Chris Lord in the way. Big mistake for Australia once again. And a lot of moments where the Aussies have just shot themselves in the foot, Josh, and it's contributed to this deficit that we're seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see the prop rotation come on for the final time, I think maybe we'd have to put us down to a bit of jet lag from the Australian side. Like you mentioned, they're making some pretty simple unforced errors here, as Liam Ryan puts the footwork on to try and get his 4th try. Yeah, I mean, Australia they've looked good in patches, but again, yeah, they've just made some simple errors, drop balls, passes gone wrong that have definitely not helped them in this game today.
Yeah, and it's been a detriment. Just those simple mistakes, those errors and turnovers have led to points being put on. 5th and last. Bakers. Oh, it's nearly inch perfect. Oh, and it's taken well by Ponkston. Hits a step. And Ponkston defusing that bomb. If it was another tap back to Liam Ryan, I think I just about would have smacked my headphones Eddie Jones style, Josh. Because the Mediterranean squad, they are not taking a backward step in this one. Final quarter of your first leg of the Kangaroos tour, where it is the Mediterranean squad up 32-18 against Australia. Who would have thought those words would be uttered, but it is happening. 4 tackle, the Kangaroos need something. Who's going to bring the magic? KCK thought he was going to go for a 40-20, but he just sends it downfield. It's a pretty good kick though. It'll force Liam Ryan to make a return from his in-goal. Wrapped up straight away. And Prelove, let's get your thoughts. Who have been the standouts for this Med side? Obviously Liam Ryan with a hat-trick. He's probably the standout, but has there been any players you want to highlight from this squad?
I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, Liam Ryan, definitely the highlight for the Mediterranean team there. He's just been electric. 3 tries, multiple try involvements, and just overall everywhere on the field. Another person that's been really solid today in the centres, I believe, is Dom Young. He has been really good on his wing. He had his own try and quite a few crucial tackles as well. So
Dingo on the return. Dingo gets through Liam Ryan and Chaz Dingo. He's 1-on-1. He's in pursuit with Michael McLucky, but he will take it to the house. And Chaz Dingo cometh the man, or cometh the hour, cometh the man. Someone to step up for Australia. This one will get them closer towards a comeback. Beautiful stuff there from the veteran fullback in Chaz Dingo.
Yeah, it's great there from Australia. Dingo, again, trying to spark this Australian side back into action. It's definitely needed for this team. We now come down to a 2-score game pending this kick from James Thorne. We've got, about 15 minutes left. We should see a lock rotation coming on pretty soon for the final changes of the day. And we'll be in for a fast finishing 15 minutes.
Yeah, strap yourselves in, SRL community. This is set to be an epic finish to it. 32-24. Mediterranean still leading Australia by 8 points, so a 2-score game separating the two. But that one will go a long way. Chaz Dingo, a moment of magic. Oh, big bumper from Matty Harris off the return from the back fence. First tackle, 35 out from their own line. That's a great start for Australia. I don't want to jinx it though, but Chris Lord, no. Ollie Pache, his 3rd interception. I'll tell you what, Ryan and Pache, they have stood up. They are the 2 best players from this Med squad, and you need that from your leadership. When you see your leaders standing up, making those plays, just makes them want to work that much harder for it. Bobble there from Pache, but he'll do well to hold on. 3rd tackle now. The Mediterranean trying to put an end to the comeback hopes of Australia. They are facing their first ever loss against a Tier 2 nation, and this would be a disaster start for Sonny Tai and the Kangaroos if they come away with a loss here today. 5th and last. Bakers sends it high. Who's going to be there? Oh, it's plays with one hand. Oh, if he could have just hit a step, might have gone all the way. That was very dangerous. A beautiful kick from Bakers, perfectly placed. And now Pretlov, the Aussies, trying to fight back, but it is one hell of a battle to do against the Meds side that has stood up. Justin plays with a beautiful step. Third tackle. What is the game plan? Could they go for a 40-20? I'll dish it out. Lockie Cox.
Yeah, I definitely imagine a 40-20 would be the play here. We're 4 tackles down, and the clock is definitely not being friendly right now.
Yeah, and when you're chasing points, it just feels like it's going a bit more quicker than it usually feels. But fifth and last, the Kangaroos, they couldn't get into Mediterranean half. Big bomb from Logan Seymour, turns Dingo inside out, and he's one-on-one in pursuit. This could be the dagger play right here. Numbers to the right, but he'll take the safe option, and that'll give the Med a full set of 6 inside the red zone. This could be the knockout punch here, Pretlov. They're looking dangerous, and these moments, these line breaks, these moments of magic, they have gone a long way for this Med squad that are just playing to the occasion. They know how big this game is. You only ever get one international debut game. And you can ask Samoa what it meant when they won their first one against New Zealand. Imagine what it would mean to the Mediterranean side. Fifth and last. It's a bomb. 6 again. Oh, no. I don't know how that was called 6 again, but that is going to do a lot of damage now. The Kangaroos with another set to hold on their line. And the Mediterraneans, they are just looking to punish the green and gold. Second tackle. As they go, Baker's looking to crash over. Baker's 3-man effort to stop him. And still a few rolls of the dice up their sleeve. 71 minutes played here from Italy as Riley Murray back out in the second row, I believe, or the props, one of them, but no, sorry, second row. Oh, and it's a beautiful dish to Liam Ryan, 4th try of the day. And that is the stuff of legends. Liam Ryan, take a bow. It's a legacy game for him. And Pretlov, if you're the Mediterranean, moment, history in the making. What a moment for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Mediterranean, they came to this ground today with some high hopes to have a good first international game. And they're going to come away with the win, barring anything, I guess, anything kind of black magic style happening to the Mediterranean team. They're going to take it back out to a 3-score game with 8 minutes to go. We've seen weirder things happen, but I think with this defense the Mediterranean side have been putting up, I feel like this task might be too tall for the Australian side to come back from.
Yeah, 38-24. How good the Mediterranean. They are on the verge of making history. The first team to hand Australia, or the first Tier 2 nation to hand Australia a loss. And, geez, I'll tell you what, I'm happy for them. I really am. But obviously disappointing. I think this is going to be a good lesson for Captain Ty and the Kangaroos to learn. You can't come into these games thinking you're going to walk all over these teams. Especially with the influx of non-Tier 2s. And the addition of more Tier 2 nations, it's just leveled the playing field a whole lot. And like I said before, this Mediterranean squad is not even at full strength. We've got guys like Xavier Armando, Chad Johnson out there, you know, Casey K, Matty Harris. Just imagine if you can lock those boys in for a World Cup. There is a lot to look forward to for this Med side, and I always had high hopes for them. Unfortunately, I didn't want it to be at the expense of Australia, but I've got to tip my hat off. I can't be a bad sport about it. They've thoroughly earned it. Maybe some questionable decisions going the way of the Mediterranean side, I feel, but well, that's the way the game is sometimes. And now the question remains, Sonny Tyre, probably on the hot seat already. His first cap as a Kangaroos captain, and oh, geez, that sums it up for the Kangaroos right there. It's just been that sort of a game. Luke Malkus, go big fella. Playing through right till the end. Would certainly help if it was a 2-score deficit and not a 3-score one. But a dish out from Tyre. Oh, no. Oh, Demando. He'll get through. Demando will keep Australia alive just. Slim hopes kept in the balance for the Kangaroos, but Xavier Demando, TBC Live replay, steps Liam Ryan, gets past Miko Rashford. And it might be a bit too late, but Pretlove, the Kangaroos, not giving up. They're going to play till the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And you wouldn't expect anything less from an Australian side to play to the final 80 minutes. If I was James Thorne here, I would be rushing this kick. Every point does count, but you've also got not a lot of time left to score 2 more tries.
And James Thorne, 100% kicking record. Thankfully, it's him taking the conversions and not Sonny, because, yeah, this would have been a worse deficit. That much is a definite. But 38-30, the Mediterranean still in the pole position to just see this one out to the end. 4 minutes, and barring a miracle coast-to-coast effort from Australia, maybe twice in these last 4 minutes to try and steal this game, but it just does not feel like it's going to be that way. We'll have to wait and see. Malchus off the first run. And you have to think, get your balls to Ches Dingo, get your balls to the backs. But a moment of history in the making for the Mediterranean. They are just over 3 minutes away from etching themselves into SRL law. A victory over Australia. How much would it mean to them? Beautiful stuff. And for the Kangaroos, you know, they got the talent on paper, but today it just wasn't their game. They didn't execute the way that they should have, and a lot of mistakes. Very costly for Australia today. We can see more now, looking for one more to send it home, and it'll be taken by Chaz Dingo. Time winding down here from Italy. The home crowd on their feet. A standing ovation for Oli Pace, Liam Ryan and their men, representing the 4 nations from the Mediterranean Sea. And what a way to start it off. I gotta tip my hats off to Ollie and Liam. They have stood up here today, the entire Mediterranean side. And for Australia, needing to bounce back against Europe, and watching this game, the Europeans will feel confident now that they'll be able to spring an upset of their own. And dare to say, if the Kangaroos go 0 from 2 to start this series, Sonny Tyre probably won't be captain of Australia come World Cup time. But still, a lot of matches left to be played as we count it down. Final 30 seconds. The Mediterraneans are going to walk away with an historic win to kick off the internationals of season 9. And for the Kangaroos, back to the drawing board. Big game on Thursday against Europe in France. But there you go, full time, Mediterranean 30, Australia, Mediterranean 38, Australia 30. And awesome stuff there from the Mediterranean side, Josh. They earned this win today. Thoroughly deserved. What a performance.
100%. Mediterranean side here, they definitely were the better side. This was a good game for both teams. Both teams should walk away with this with their heads held high. But having a look at some of these stats, it just shows that Mediterranean, they came here with a mission, and they definitely succeeded with that.
Yeah, and if you take a look at these stats, 2 errors compared to 5. 25 from 26 completions for the Med side. They played a near perfect brand of footy. Liam Ryan, 4 tries. I'll tell you what, him opting in for the Med is probably the game changer move that could make them, a truly competitive side. McLucky, Rashford, Young over for the Med squad. Brad Goodwin, Kane Chapman-Kenny, Dingo, Damano and Ponkston all over for Australia. We'll take a look at the personal stats though, player stats. Riley Murray leading the way, over 200 run meters, playing in at lock and second row. Charlie Rossini, 2 try assists as well. Excellent performance. Miko Rashford, 180 run meters with a try. Liam Ryan, man of the match, 4 to his name, 8 line breaks, 160. Oli Pache, 10 tackles, 0 missed. Cheeky kick in there as well. TBK, 2 try assists, and only 1 error. 11 tackles, 1 miss. I mean, what a performance. But yeah, Pretlov, your thoughts on this Med side, the standouts in this squad?
Yeah, I mean, the side as a whole were definitely a very cohesive unit. They definitely bought into the Mediterranean philosophy, and I guess you wouldn't really expect anything less from a side that was trying to do what they've just done and try and upset Australia. I definitely was very impressed with kind of how they did it. They didn't shy away when they made mistakes. They kept trying those things, kept trying expansive football. So good to see. And I guess the other European nations, they should take some notes from this team.
Yeah, they'll definitely be feeling a lot confident now knowing that the Kangaroos can be defeated, and they have so, but we'll take a look at the player stats for Australia. Chaz Dingo, 200 run meters, 5 line breaks, try assists, and a try. Definitely the standout here today for the Kangaroos. James Thorne, in and amongst the action, 5 conversions, 0 missed, with 29 tackles and 0 missed tackles. Lockie Cox, 19 tackles. He did miss a few. I think it was that switch to 11 that might have I guess, propelled that. But a try assist to his name, Malchus, 13 tackles, 0 missed in a 60-minute stint. Casey K, another standout, try assist, a try to his name. Playing out of position as well. But yeah, your thoughts, Pratlov, any standouts on this Kangaroo side, and what did they have to do against Europe to bounce back? Because it's a big game now, a lot of pressure on their shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, look, standouts again, like you mentioned, Chaz Dingo obviously led the run meters and 18 tackles, none missed, and 5 line breaks. Obviously, like you just touched on, that's definitely a good performance from him. All around, the forward pack did share the ball a little bit, as you can see, with Malchus, Thorne, and Cox having all over 100 run meters. In terms of what they need to do to bounce back, I'm not entirely too sure because I felt like this was a really strong side they put through. I wouldn't necessarily chuck all the crayons at the drawing board. I'd probably kind of have a look at what we can do. I'm not too sure though what that answer is. That's a Sunny Tyre question, I believe.
Yeah,
See if he answers any press conference questions.
yeah, nah, straight to the airport, I reckon. He's probably pulling his dreads out after that performance. But nah, I think it was mistakes that really cost Australia today, especially after that start, 2 tries. Um, but it's unacceptable, I'll say that much. As a tier 1 captain, there's a lot of expectation and pressure that comes with this job. So, you know, my hands up. That was all on me. The team list wasn't right for today. Um, Nothing like on the boys at all. That was all on me today. So it's tough, disappointing. You know, I've waited 9 seasons for this, and it's not the way I want to start it. But the Kangaroos will be back, guarantee that much. But full time, it's the Mediterranean's day. They have made history here in Italy, 38-30 for the final time. Congratulations to Ollie Parche, Liam Ryan, Hopsgood, and the Mediterranean squad. Well deserved. Stay tuned tomorrow because we will be kicking off your Pacific Championships from Auckland at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. NZ. It will be the Kiwis taking on the Cook Islands in their first ever international game. How good is that going to be? I'm definitely going to be tuning in. And after that, it's your boys, Pretlove. It's the Usos up against the Tokos in the Toko Uso Cup of Samoa versus Tonga, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. NZ. You don't want to miss it. Thank you for joining myself, Sunny Ty, in the box with Josh Pretlove. Have a good night. Enjoy yourselves. And we will see you back tomorrow on SRL TV.